Hi, it's Alaska Granny. I wanted to share with you some maybe unusual prepping supplies, things that you might want to get to add to your stockpile. Things are still available in the store. It may be a little harder to find actual things you're looking for, but think creatively. How can I use this item? How can it help me? And is it something that I want to add to my emergency prepping supply stockpile? One of the first things I thought about was what are some additional ways that I can make sure I can stay warm. Now, spring is coming, summer is next, but there's a lot of places that you might live that it's still cold, and even if it's hot during the day, it gets cold at night. Plus, we're endless for the rest of our lives, so it might be good to think about next winter as well. So the first thing I bought were some tank tops. They were less than $3. They're sturdy and warm because you can put them on under your clothes, and they give you a base layer, an extra layer to help keep you warm. They're very lightweight, they're comfy, but they're adding an additional layer. You can put them under your pajamas, you can put them under your shirt, and then you have an extra layer to hold the body heat into the core of your body and help keep you comfortable. If you get too warm, a tank top is easy to just slip it off, and then you just set it aside for when you would need it again. I don't like to be cold at night. Maybe you feel the same way. So I bought a nice covered hot water bottle. Remove the plug, fill it with hot water, put this back in, and you can set it into your bed under the covers and even warm it up before you go to bed. And this will stay warm for a long, long time. Hot water bottles used to be common many years ago, and I know when I've traveled to Africa in the wintertime, they would actually get some snow and it would be crazy cold, and they all would put a hot water bottle in the bed so that you had an extra layer of comfort. And even if the power goes out, you can stay warm. These are nice even if you want to take them camping or in your RV. Have you seen a bread or bun warmer? It's like a terracotta disc. You can take your bread warmer and warm it in the oven or warm it in your microwave with a cup of hot water in there with it, and then it'll stay warm for many hours. You can put it in your bread basket, cover it with a cloth, and then your bread will be nestled in there nice and warm. This has more purposes than that. If you have something like a camping oven that goes on top of your camping stove, you can put this disc inside the oven and it'll help regulate the temperature and help bake the things that you want. Anytime you have something that helps keeps your temperature consistent when you're trying to bake things in unusual circumstances, not just in your oven at home, something like this can really help you have better results. Make sure you have a bandana. They have so many uses, and one of them is wrap it around your neck. It helps give you an extra layer of warmth. Put it over your head if it's raining. There's many, many things you can do with a bandana. I've even used one to make a carrying bag or like a little purse, and I'll put a link to that video in case you want to see how to make a bandana into a purse or just a little carry bag. If you have emergency and camping gear that use propane, butane, get a portable carbon monoxide detector and store it with those things. Then if there's a power outage or in an emergency and you are using your propane or your butane, then you get this. This will alert you if there is a danger of carbon monoxide. Lots of times people have smoke alarms, but they don't include the carbon monoxide detector. And if you have an all-electric house, you may not even have one available. And so then you have an extra layer of safety and protection that could save your life for just a few dollars. Make sure you have the batteries with it. I even store one of these right with my Mr. Buddy heater so that I don't forget to have it handy. Do you ever want to look up clothes? Get a magnifying glass. This one it's like a loop, like a jeweler's loop, and it has a case that closes it up so it's compact. And you can even use a magnifying glass to look and see if you've got a tick on you, to read the fine print on a bottle of medicine, and you can even use them to start a fire. So there's a lot of reasons you might want to have a nice magnifying glass. And I like this one simply because of the case. You can fold it up, it takes up less space, and then it also prevents the lens from becoming scratched or broken. If you ever need to cut a thick wire, get a nice pair of bolt cutters, because you can't cut through thicker metal if you don't have the right kind of a tool. You may not use this very often, but I've used mine enough that it was very handy to make the investment and have this in my toolkit. and it just crunches right through metal. Be on the lookout in your recycle bin for plastic bottles, glass jars with tight-fitting lids. Clean them very well. You can fill them with extra water for emergencies, or if you pick up a bag of split peas or pistachios, popcorn. Now you have a container to seal those up so that they're going to last far longer than just in the bag. We keep hearing there could be nuclear war, there could be nuclear bombs, nuclear power plants could be attacked or have an accident. And so one of the things you might want to do is to prepare your mind to survive if there should be a nuclear fallout accident or event. I stocked up on some potassium iodide, and the medical research shows if you are exposed, but only if you've been exposed, then you would take 130 milligrams for 14 days. And then that takes, the potassium iodide fills your thyroid, so then the radiation can't get into your thyroid, which helps protect you down the road from getting cancer or other health concerns. Don't take this without reading all the directions, and always check with your medical professional. There are people who would have drug allergies, and maybe you would have drug reactions if you are on other medication. Another substance is apple pectin. After Chernobyl accident, the children had been affected, and so they took a study with 2 groups of children. They gave all of them fresh fruits and vegetables. They gave one of them a placebo and the other group apple pectin every day. And after 30 days, the apple pectin had helped remove twice as much of the radiation from their bodies as just taking the fresh fruits and vegetables. It comes from the skins of apples. Pectin is what they use to make jelly. It's what allows it to gel. It comes from apple peels. You can also make your own if you boiled up your apple peels, or just eat an apple every day. Pectin is also found naturally in the skins of citrus fruit, and we don't tend to eat the skins of that, so that's why that's not as good of a source of pectin as apples or an apple pectin pill. But just the same as with the potassium iodide, check with your medical professional, do your own research so that you know if this is something you should want to have or not. If there should be a reason that you needed to close off your house, maybe it would be from a nuclear war. Maybe the windstorm blew your windows out. Maybe something happened to your roof. Get some big sheets of heavy-duty plastic. I bought this. Okay. This one is 2 rolls of heavy-duty black plastic, and they're 10 feet by 25 feet, so they're gigantic sheets. You could fold them up and use several layers if you needed to. You can also buy them in clear, but I just decided to go with the black simply because to me it seems like it's thicker. I don't know if that's true or not, but that was something that I wanted to have. Plus, if you're in some kind of a grid down problem and you want to use your lanterns or your candles or whatever in your home, you can use this as blackout over your windows so that the light's not escaping and allowing others to know that you're in there and what's going on. If you look back in history at World War II, London was being bombed almost every night, and all of the people had to cover their windows with blackout curtains and stay still and quiet in their homes. And so if it comes to you need that right now, you're not going to be able to get up, go to the store, and try to find it. Get some beforehand, because you can use it for all kinds of things. You can even use it for a weed barrier in your garden. There's lots and lots of reasons why you might want some heavy-duty black plastic or the clear. So get some now while it's readily available, and then you're prepared. If you have 5 minutes notice that you need to cover something up or there's a problem with a broken window, you can go to your supplies and get them and fix that problem immediately. You're going to need some tape if you need to tape up your plastic over your windows. I have some duct tape, but I also got some of this sturdy painter's tape, the wide, because if you want to tape over your windows, you don't want to use duct tape, because then you're going to have a huge problem when you go to pull it off. It's going to leave a sticky residue or maybe even pull off the paint. So that's why I stocked up on some of these. There are a lot of different categories of prepping, everything from food, water, shelter, first aid, tools, hygiene, sanitation. Go through each of those areas, each of those topics, and look through your supplies. Do I have enough of each of those things? that I could take care of myself and my family in an emergency situation. The more we prepare and the more we think about all of the things that we have, the more creative we become. The more ways you know how to use the things you have, the more things you actually have. And you'll find that you can think creatively, figure out how to solve problems better rather than panic. Get supplies while you can, have hope for the future that you've done the best you can, and enjoy every single day to the best of your ability. If you enjoyed my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.